Hello, great to have you with us for the best of this weekend's Vanarama National League. First stop, the two unbeaten teams in the 5th tier, leaders Harrogate Town against Leyton Orient. Justin Edinburgh's men started strongly at the CNG Stadium, capitalising on advantage played by referee Mark Edwards, with Charlie Lee setting up Macaulay Bonne, who beat James Belshaw to score for a 6th time this season. With 10 minutes remaining before the interval, Orient attacked again. On this occasion, Belshaw was able to deny Josh Karoma, but Joby McAnuff followed up 2-0 to the O's. Harrogate had scored at least twice in every one of their previous 10 matches at home. Finishing the first half strongly, a Liam Kitching header was cleared off the line by Bonne. Having narrowly avoided conceding, hanging on to a 2-goal advantage, Orient then ended the contest, with Karoma cutting back for McAnuff, who made it 3 for the campaign. Right at the end, with Harrogate beaten, non-league stalwart Warren Burrell had a header kept out by Brill. The last time Leyton Orient were unbeaten in their opening 12 was 5 years ago. They went on then to lose in the final of the League One playoffs.
I'm really pleased for the players, travelling supporters today, but I think it was an assured performance from start to finish. You know, we've had to defend very well at times because we was up against a very good team, but you know, I think we were worthy winners today.
We've got a good professional group of players, and they've just gone 11 games unbeaten and after promotion, so it's good momentum, and you've got to take that in professional sport. We've been knocked down today, and we'll come back fighting, that's for sure.
Wrexham began the weekend in second, but faced a tricky trip to a Sutton United side looking to get back on track. Within a quarter of an hour, the hosts had earned a penalty when Sean Pearson was adjudged to have pulled the shirt of Charlie Clough. The ever-dependable Jamie Collins tucking away his 3rd spot kick of the season. Wrexham's usually dependable defence was having something of an off day, as 20 minutes later they were 2 down. Kieran Cadogan finally forcing the ball in for his first goal since February. After 3 straight wins, Sutton United had crumbled to a 4-0 defeat at Boreham Wood last time out, but they didn't look like losing this one, especially once Luke Summerfield saw a straight red card for a late challenge on Jonah Ayunga. Having conceded just 5 goals in their 11 matches previous to this game, the visitors were 3 down 5 minutes after the break, as Craig Eastman headed in from a Dale Bennett cross. Paul Doswell's side almost completed a 4-0 victory of their own, as Rob Lainton denied Nicky Bailey from distance. But Sutton back in the groove.
Very, very disappointed with what happened to us on Tuesday night, and you know, it's very important that we put in a performance as well as a result today, so obviously happy camp.
You can't give the referee an opportunity to give a penalty, and then with that I think Sutton grew into the game, and then it just, you know, whatever could go wrong against us did go wrong. Second goal sending off, ending up really with 9 players through another injury after all the subs were made. It's just one of those days.
Down at the bottom, Bromley were away to Solihull Moors, who halted a run of 2 losses in a row a week ago, defeating Dover Athletic. The hosts had a corner only 2 minutes in. Captain Darren Carter found Alex Gudger, whose powerful header found the back of the net. Moors meant business in the Midlands, and moments later Carter was involved in attack again. Eventually making the most of a Jermaine Hilton pass, the former Birmingham and West Brom midfielder scored for the first time since New Year's Day 2-0 to Tim Flower's side. Solihull are enjoying a strong campaign after narrowly avoiding relegation in recent seasons. David Gregory was to be beaten again as a Hilton effort was deflected in by teammate Danny Wright 3-0 after only 19 minutes. Battered Bromley managed to stem the flow until added time at the end of the first period, but then a Jamie Osborne cross was turned in via the post by Wright, who's now on to 5 for the campaign. Neil Smith's men did improve on the other side of the interval, but into the final quarter of an hour, Osborne was away again for Moors, sliding in his first of the season, 5-0. Into additional time in the second period, Solihull weren't to get a perfect afternoon as Kwame Thomas was shown a second yellow card. The 10 men of Moors are now up to 6th in the National League, keeping a clean sheet for a second clash in succession.
Shocked, just didn't get going at all first 45 minutes. To be 3-0 down so quickly, and embarrassed. You know, that's not a team that we put together. Didn't see that one coming at all.
Great to obviously score 5, and I thought we deserved it today. And we've had good performances this season, but we haven't always took our chances, and today obviously we did.
Two informed teams met at the Peninsula Stadium. Salford unbeaten in 8, Boreham Wood unbeaten in 6 league matches. It was the Greater Manchester club who needed just 3 minutes to open the scoring. Danny Lloyd's cross, Rory Gaffney's header, Mark Shelton's layoff, and Tom Walker on hand with his 3rd goal in his last 4 matches. And midway through the first period, they were 2 up with a moment to remember. Mark Shelton had not found the back of the net for over 10 months, but he ended that run with a fantastic effort and an early goal of the season contender. Danny Lloyd has scored just once since joining Salford from Peterborough in the summer, but on another day he could have had a brace. The midfielder firstly racing through and seeing his shot strike the crossbar. Then moments later he went even closer. Collecting a pass from Rory Gaffney, Lloyd saw his effort incredibly come back off both posts. Shortly after the interval, however, the 3 points looked secure. Lloyd turning provider for Gaffney to score himself as Salford continued to make life in the National League look relatively simple. Boreham Wood were fresh from that impressive 4-goal victory over Sutton United, but they were second best in this contest. However, they did pull 1 goal back just a few minutes later through Charlton Athletic loanee Josh Umara, and for a portion of the second half, the visitors pressed to get back into the contest. Umara put through again, only to be denied twice by goalkeeper Chris Neal, and ultimately it was Graham Alexander's day as his side made it 4 wins in a row and leapfrogged their opponents in the table.
We've got to be happy with being a team that's just beat Sutton 4-0 away from home. They got to the playoff final last year, so you know, it's great to get another 3 points against a very good team.
The ball dropped back to me. I don't know if it was Wisey or came back, and I decided to go across it. Then I thought, nah, it's going to hit it here, and then that's what happens. So happy days.
Unbeaten in 8, Hartlepool United were away to FC Halifax, who were undefeated at home and had beaten Pools 2-0 when they'd met in Yorkshire last season. Ex-Forest Green Rovers playoff final winner Liam Noble went for goal, denied in style by the hosts' keeper Sam Johnson. Then up at the other end, an Old England under-21 stopper, Scott Loach, showed his quality, keeping out an attempt from Jordan Preston. 4 minutes into the second half, another Noble set piece, another stop from Johnson. But Peter Chioso was brought down in the box by Matty Brown, penalty given. As Brown was already on a yellow, a red was shown by referee Daniel Middleton. From 12 yards, Noble found the net, the Pool's top scorer, onto 6 for the campaign. The Shaman maintaining their home record was to be made extremely difficult when Matty Coslow, already on a caution, was also dismissed. Halifax were to play over half an hour with 9 men. 8 minutes later, Matthew Bates's men turned the screw. From the edge of the area, Nicky Featherstone beat Johnson with a stunning top corner effort. Featherstone's 3rd of the season already equals his best tally for an entire campaign. Approaching added time, Jamie Fullerton's team broke after a Pools corner. Preston was able to play in Jacob Hansen, who beat Loach to score a first career league goal. It didn't matter as far as the outcome was concerned. Halifax are without a victory now in 5, whereas undefeated in 9, Hartlepool are on their best run since 2011.
A first ever meeting between Barnet and AFC Fylde took place at the Hive. The Bees had seen a 5-match winning streak end at Leyton Orient, while Fylde had lost just once all season. Former Tottenham youngster Shaq Coulthurst was making his first start for over a month, but repaid John Steele's faith by breaking the deadlock 20 minutes in, and the delight was clear to see. However, the joy didn't last long, as the visitors immediately responded. The skill of Serhat Tazdemir provided Danny Philliskirk with a chance to equalise. And although Fylde couldn't score on that occasion, the same player did take his opportunity moments later. Joe Cardle with the cross, Philliskirk with his first goal for the club, and his first since Boxing Day last year. Fylde continued to pile on the pressure in the second half. More good work from teenager Tazdemir, and somehow Cardle missed an open net. Danny Rowe was hungry to get on the score sheet, fashioning a chance of his own, only to be denied at the near post. And Fylde's main marksman almost snatched all 3 points late in the second half. The striker's first-time effort coming back off the woodwork. And just in case you'd forgotten that Barnet were the home side, they did fashion one more chance of their own. However, in the end, David Tutonda could only blaze over. The Coasters still remain unbeaten away from home this season.
I'm not going to say or stand here and say we dominated the game, we should have won that. You know, we romped to victory. It was a close game, a tight game, and like as it with a lot, could have gone either way. But obviously the key moments for us, we had an opportunity to put the ball in the net and we didn't, and that could have been I think potentially would have been the deciding factor in such a tight game.
I would agree that both teams would feel they had an opportunity to win the game. You know, they've hit the post, and the lad, the 11 who's missed a tap in. But we had chances, so both teams will probably feel aggrieved that they haven't won the game.
We took our live cameras this weekend to struggling Eastleigh, who hosted Dagenham and Redbridge on the south coast. The Daggers scored a late equaliser in their previous clash with Chesterfield, right after being bought by a group involving former Everton goalkeeper Tim Howard. On the mic as ever, the two Adams, Virgo and Somerton.
McCallum. Intercepted here by Adeloy, who's got Robinson up in support. Looks like he just wants to go alone here, Adeloy. It's a fantastic run! Wasn't matched by the finish.
Certainly needs to be doing a lot better than that.
Robinson. Oh, that wasn't a great challenge, and it's a penalty. Coburn with the foul.
Now that is a stonewall penalty.
It's Candy, and it's saved. The goalkeeper on his debut, Max Striak, keeps the score at 0-0.
Too casual for my liking. It was obvious he was going to go across the ball.
Back it goes here to Will Wright. Just lost the momentum there, and that was a late challenge by McCallum on Donovan. Maybe wasn't helped out by the slippery surface there, McCallum, but he is going to be shown a yellow card. Zabrowski with the ball in, and McCallum looking to get on the turn. And McCallum! Good stop by Justin.
What a save. Well, it's just an instinctive save.
Zabrowski. Now McCallum. Wide it goes here for Yates. McCallum and Zabrowski both waiting in the middle. Cross prevented. Clutch of players there. Yates will aim for. Oh, and another good save. Justin reacted superbly again there. Constable to Yates, 4 in the box, and again, it's pretty last-ditch from Dagenham and Redbridge, but they get the job done.
Well, they're defending brilliantly, defending resolutely.
It's Yates who takes the corner here, and the header is in! They've got the breakthrough, and it's Alex Winter, the centre-half, who scored it. His first goal for Eastleigh, and it comes with just 2 minutes remaining in Hampshire.
Look at the amount of bodies there. It's a desire to mark your man, and he just jumps brilliantly. It's Hoyt that's marking him. It just doesn't get a jump on him. And he heads it back across goal.
Pennell gets it wide. Time very much of the essence here for the Daggers. Surely it just has to be sent long here. The referee's pulled it back. On a yellow card, a second yellow card here. And McCallum is sent off by the referee.
We were building up momentum, Max obviously saved us first half, so we knew if we got one chance we might be able to take it, and we went to the end, and that's the first time we scored late, so it's nice to take the win and we go on.
But overall, I thought we done some decent things. Should have scored, of course. We got a penalty, and normally you would score from a penalty, so that hit us a little bit. And the goal that we've conceded, unfortunately for us, somebody's let his man go. So it's always a bit disappointing and very frustrating when you can see the set piece like that.
It's been a disappointing month and a half for Chesterfield. The Spirites, without a win in their previous 8 matches, welcome to Gateshead side, searching for consistency. 18 minutes in, and the visitors had the lead. Scott Bowden made over 100 league appearances for Chesterfield, but 5 years after he last turned out for the club, he literally didn't miss the opportunity to score against them. Just before the break, and Stephen Rigg produced a moment of individual quality, picking the ball up just inside the opposition half, before cutting inside to brilliantly double the Gateshead advantage. Zavon Hines was introduced just after half-time, but the ex-West Ham winger was dismissed just 8 minutes later for a challenge on Greg Ollie, a first red card for Hines in his 10-year senior career. And the misery continued for Martin Allen. Rigg finding Robbie Tinkler, who pulled the ball back for Bowden to score his second and kill off the home side's chances. Instead, it became a case of damage limitation. Rigg put through by Ollie, but denied by goalkeeper Shwan Jalal. His save proved immaterial though, as Gateshead inflicted Chesterfield's heaviest home defeat for a year and a half.
We were dominant from minute one today, and I thought the lads stuck to the game plan brilliantly and done the jobs brilliantly, kept the concentration really well, and as well as 3 points, I'm delighted with another clean sheet. We need to stack up as many clean sheets in this league as we can.
Free-scoring Maidenhead United visited Barrow, who sought to deal with a run of 5 games without scoring. The hosts started well against an opposition that had lost only 1 of their previous 6. 3 minutes played, Luke Burgess forced the visiting Carl Pentney into action. Burgess was then key to the opener from the Bluebirds. The Wigan loanee created havoc in the area, finding John Rooney, whose straightforward tap-in is a 3rd goal of the season. Into the second period at Holker Street, Harold Odometti demonstrated resilience and strength for Maidenhead. Waiting with space and time, Ryan Upward, whose goalward effort was well saved by Andy Firth. A follow-up from the visitors was also unsuccessful thanks to Dan Jones. Ian Everett's team was still continuing to press. Energetic Rhys Norrington-Davis assisted on loan from Sheffield United Tyler Smith, who bagged a 5th of the campaign. Maidenhead were indeed unable to add to the 12 goals scored in their previous 6 as a header from Josh Kelly struck the woodwork. The Magpies lose for only the 2nd time in 7 as Barrow move up to 13th.
Last 4 games we've done everything probably we could have asked for, bar get any points. We were unfortunate to win all 4 games. Today, first half I thought we were great, especially the first half an hour. We passed it really well.
2 sides struggling for a win came face to face at Stonebridge Road. Ebbsfleet were without a victory in the month of September and found themselves behind after only a couple of minutes. Nicky Kambamba doing most of the hard graft, allowing Aaron Cosgrove to tap home his first goal since joining the club in pre-season. But Havant and Waterlooville had picked up just 9 points from their first 11 matches. And after defender Ryan Woodford almost presented Corey Whiteley with an equaliser, the home side were level before the half-hour mark. Whiteley this time rounding the goalkeeper before setting up Michael Cheek to score his first goal for the Hawks. but that was as good as it got, as neither side could earn that precious victory. Kenny Clark shown a second yellow in the second half for appearing to elbow Alfie Pavey. That was all before substitute Sean Shields' long-range attempt went just wide of the post. A point apiece.
Braintree Town secured a first win of the season last weekend, standing in the way of another 3 points were fellow strugglers Maidstone United. Inside the opening quarter of an hour at Cressing Road, Blair Turgott lacked options, but not a will to open the scoring. On the other side of the break in Essex, Mohamed Bettimer struck from distance, denied by Lee Worgan. With the clash seemingly heading for a goalless draw, the Stones took a 90th minute free kick. Turgott then went down in the home team's box, penalty given. The spot kick was dispatched by the former West Ham man. He's on 6 for the season as Maidstone avoid losing 7 in succession in the 5th tier.
Delighted for the lads, delighted for us as staff. You know, we've worked really hard this week, and every manager works hard in this league. It's not taken away from that. We've had to recruit big this week, and we've had to try and settle them straight in, and thankfully the hard work's paid off.
Dover started the weekend at the foot of the table and with just one victory all season. And despite sitting just outside the relegation places, all of Aldershot's points have so far come at the recreation ground. In the end, it would be a day to remember for Adam May. After hitting the crossbar with an earlier effort, the teenage midfielder turned in a cross from Dominic Bernard to give Aldershot a first-half lead. May had only joined the club on loan from Portsmouth the previous Thursday, but on debut he completed a brace to earn the 3 points for his new side. Dover, on the other hand, stay rooted to the bottom.
There's going to be ups and downs during the course of the season, and you know, we've not had the best of starts, and there's no denying it, there's no getting away from it, but we've got a talented group of players here.
Yet to be beaten, Leyton Orient are now top of the National League. After their victory up at Harrogate, the Yorkshire side of Wrexham slipped down a position. Gateshead's impressive 3-0 success at Chesterfield lifts Steve Watson's men up to 9th. In the bottom half, Barrow are now 13th, ending a run of 5 fixtures without a victory. Against Maidenhead, that added time penalty for Maidstone, meanwhile, has ensured a spot for now outside of the relegation zone. And it's a tough old time for Dover, who are rooted to the bottom. After losing this weekend to Aldershot, they go up to 17th. A reminder that there are 2 live Premier League games on BT Sport next Saturday. First stop, the London Stadium, live from midday for West Ham, Manchester United. What a belter this will be. Early evening, Chelsea at home to Liverpool. Both fixtures are available on BT Sport 1 HD and 4K UHD. That is it this week from all of us on BT Sport's National League team. A thoroughly enjoyable weekend with 36 goals and another change in first position as the Orient Express still can't be stopped. We're back next weekend. See you then.